suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. You get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, everybody? You already know, man, Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I know a lot of people are probably like, damn, Frog, we can only see half your head. Trust me, it's all part of the video. Tell everybody welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a few days, but I finally got some furniture in here and I decided, I'll drop another one for y'all. Today I'm gonna be speaking on how new inmates act when they first get locked up, okay? Whether it's inside the county jail, even far back as being a juvenile when you're in the detention center or you're in the program, but we're specifically and especially gonna be triggering what it's like for new inmates and how they act inside a prison, okay? Everyone knows when you first get to prison or anywhere new, you don't know what to expect. So a lot of people carry themselves a whole lot different, okay? It isn't like everyone carries themselves the same. You're gonna have it to where there's so many different characters that you're gonna come across and so many different thoughts that are running through people's minds that a lot of people carry themselves a whole lot different, okay? Now, the way majority people act in prison when they first get there is just like a chicken with his head cut off. Now you seen that? That's exactly what a lot of people act like. When you get to prison, man, you don't know what the hell you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to be at, where the spots at that you're supposed to be at. You don't know none of that shit. It isn't like they give you a detour or anything like that. They literally throw your ass out there in that water and you better know how to swim, okay? When I first got incarcerated and I went to prison, the first place I went was South Florida Reception Center. When I first landed at South Florida Reception Center, I had to do orientation. Everyone's gonna have to do orientation when they first land at the reception center closest to where, their county jail was. Whatever the region is, that's the reception center you're gonna go to, and you're gonna have orientation. They're gonna give you a piece of paper, and on this piece of paper, it's gonna tell you what it is you have to do for the next 10 days and where you have to be at. But it doesn't tell you where these places are. So, all I did was look for all the other motherfuckers that came with me that were walking around like a chicken with his head cut off and seeing where they happened to go. Tried to keep an eye on the group of people I came with. So that way when I see, oh yeah, he was on the bus with me, okay, I know he's got to be exactly where I have to be at because we came in together and we have orientation. So I used to, see where they go and I know, okay, let me go over there. It isn't like that, they might run it across you. Oh, if you need to go to medical's over that way. If you ever need to go, to chapel's over there. The laundry's over here. Over here. But they tell you so many different things, and they make you watch this tape when you first come in that you're gonna not remember it all because you're so worried about trying to adapt to what's around you and keep your eyes open because people get hit left and right. People get beat up, robbed, stabbed. All that. So you want to make sure, you're more observant on that shit than you are where you got to be at or what they're telling you where somewhere is at. You know what I'm saying? So what I did is I paid attention to the other people with their head cut off that were walking around, you know what I'm saying? So I see 5 of them walking together over there. I'm like, oh, okay, that's where I got to be. You know what I'm saying? And, you don't really know what to expect. You feel me? And it doesn't matter if you was in the county jail for 5 years, okay? You could be in there for 5 years and you were known in the county jail. When you go to prison, especially if you ain't never been there before, your ass is nothing but you got to start at the bottom again. Okay, it doesn't matter how much time you did in the county jail, and how many people you know, how many people knew you knew your way around inside of jail and all this shit. As soon as you land in prison, you are equal to anyone who did any time in the county jail because they obviously went through the county jail to come to prison. So you got the same amount of equalness as someone who could have just passed through the county jail. You understand? It don't really matter. And your ass gonna be walking around, trying to figure out where's this place at, where's that place at. They'll tell you, oh, you gotta be at medical tomorrow. You have a medical call out 8 o'clock in the morning. They usually put a call sheet out, a call out sheet. It goes inside of each dorm at nighttime. And it's literally a packet of paper stapled together, and it's got everyone's name with their DC number and all that shit, and says if you have an appointment for anywhere, whether it's the chapel, whether it's, You know, you got to work in the kitchen, whether it's school, whether it's classification, whether it's medical, no matter where it is, your name should be on that shit about where you got to go. But they don't tell you where it's at. So, and if you ain't where you're supposed to be at, they can hit you with unauthorized area, which is a DR, which is only 15 days in confinement. I've had plenty of those. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's like, it'd be better if there was a big ass sign or something that said medical. You feel me? Or a big sign that says school. But it don't. You know, you got to just go with the flow and you got to figure it all out. You're going to be walking around trying to adapt to the shit, like I said. And depending on which camp you land at, which institution, you never know how the traffic is, all right? Like, what I mean by that is, like, when I was at Charlotte CI, it was shaped like a racetrack, like an oval. And traffic went one way, which means that even if you're on the whole other side of the gate, you feel me? Like, you got to keep walking with traffic. Like, even if you come out of your dorm or where you got to go is on the same side of the gate that you're on, it could be right here to your left. They're going to make you take the whole lap. You got to walk around the whole lap of the whole compound just to go right there. You see, that's how it is. You feel me? So, not every camp's like that, though. But there is usually a traffic route, so you'll know. And then, you know, you observe, okay, everyone's walking this way. Even though I found out and discovered that medical's right there, for some reason, everyone is walking this way. And at first, you're not going to know no better. You're going to try to see it. You'll see everyone walking that way. You're still going to try to go that way because you're going to feel like they're probably going somewhere different than you're going. And then you're going to hear, hey, dumbass, hey, inmate. And then that's when officers go to calling you out of your name. They go to screaming at you, asking you what you doing walking this way. You don't see everyone walking that way. They're going to call you every name, try to belittle you and make you just feel like shit. They're going to get all up in your grill and go to selling out. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, being yelled at enough times, you know, you're going to learn. Your ass ain't going to learn if you ain't yelled at. You know, you can't just all of a sudden go in there and, oh, I got it all planned. I'm going to just go this way every time. Oh, they're going this way. Now I'm going to go this. You're going to eventually hear from someone that's telling you, yeah, man, you follow the line. Or you're going to hear, you know, you don't go the other way of traffic. There's also a line when you're walking around on the sidewalks inside a prison. There is a line with an area about this wide. Inmates are due to be on the inside of that line. The rest of the sidewalk is for officers. You feel me? So you'll see a line going all the way there. And then that's your little patch right there. That's your little area to walk through. You feel me? But even though when I was at South Florida Reception Center, and, you know, like I said, it was kind of like weird to fucking, you know, try to figure it out where I'm supposed to be at, where I gotta go and all that shit. I still managed to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Because I paid attention to where the other people went. You know, we had to go sit in a drunk tank, which is like just a little waiting tank called the drunk tank. We had to go sit in the drunk tank for hours just to leave there, just for them to send us to chow, just to come back and sit in the drunk tank again, wait for hours again, now to see the dentist. You know, then next the nurse wants to see us and want to check our blood and all this different shit, you know, like different things to where you're going to be like, man, this shit sucks, bro. That's what prison's all about. It isn't really all about that. But when you first get there, boy, they are experimenting on you like your ass a lab rat. Whatever's wrong with you when you come in, even if you don't know, they going to find out and you going to find out. That's simple. They going to have a doctor sit there. He going to run all these tests on you. The nurse going to take all these different bloods, pour out all these little needles, do all different things to you, do physicals. They going to check your weight. They're going to find out what it is you're allergic to, what you ain't allergic to. They're going to have a dentist put gloves on. He's going to be feeling on your mouth. He's going to be yelling out numbers about your teeth. 12 upper, 9 bottom, 7 left end. Like shit like that. And there's some lady right there just writing it all down. Next. He changes his gloves, throws them in the trash, puts another one on. Next. Like your ass is in, you know, like you a lab rat. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to your final institution, you know, you're gonna have call outs and stuff like that as well. You know, every single day you might have a call out. Which the good thing about call outs is, no matter what you got going on, your ass gotta go to that call out. So even if you go to work and you work in the kitchen, or if your ass is at rec, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're in chaplain, you're in the church, or you're in the school building, you know you have to leave around that time for call outs. But it isn't like they're gonna be like, hey, has anyone in here got a call out? No, they're not gonna do that. You're gonna look on there and see what time you have a call out, And then next thing you know, you'll see its movement all of a sudden, which means now they open up the doors and everything, it's movement. It's not locked down right now. People are inside the school building doing their classwork. You know, there's no one walking around the compound. And then next thing you know, the pound opens up. People are walking around out there. You know, the doors are, able to leave inside the school building. Now you know, oh, call outs. Boom. You know, you gotta listen. You know, you'll hear walkie-talkies and different shit. You'll hear people say, all right, 9:30 call out, 9:30 movement, 9:30 move. And you know, oh yeah, it's got to move, call out. Boy, you better get up and go. Ain't no, oh man, I missed it and all this shit like that. Which means you got to be on beat. Same thing when they call chow. When they call chow, they be like, last call, chow, chow, chow. And everyone runs to the door and tries to get out that door. Depending on where you are and what camp you're at and who the officer is, if that door closes, you ain't going to chow. You're bucked. Straight as that. So people get in fights and shit over that because when they say chow, chow, and everyone goes to running out that door, you got to basically push the door all the way open so the next person can catch it as everyone's walking out. Let you be the one that closes the door, or you didn't hold the door for the last dude and someone missed chow because of you. When you come back, that boy gonna be strapped up and he gonna be ready to fight. Straight up. Like that's what it is. Like, cause you feel me? It's like you didn't follow the rotation of holding the door open. Same thing as going inside. When you go inside the dorm, you know, everyone's coming back with their canteen and shit like that. You going inside, and then all of a sudden you don't hold the door. People are like, hey, hold that door. And you don't hold the door. They gonna bang on the door. The fuck, man? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to get the officer. Pop the door. The officer might be like 5 minutes. You got that man standing out there in the sun with his canteen. You know, or he might just let him right in. You never know. That's why I say it depends on where you land at. You feel me? But everyone is gonna run around like a chicken with their head cut off, especially when they're new to it. If it's your second bid, then you know from the last bid. If it's your third, then you know from the first two, you know, like that. But when you first land inside a prison, you ain't gonna know what to do at all. That's like when I got in a fight with someone inside of Lake Butler. That boy said, push the bunk, slide the bunk. I didn't know what that meant. That meant move the bunk so we could fight. I told him, I don't know what the fuck that means. You move the bunk. That's what I told him. Because I didn't know what that meant. You see? You know, they're going to have lingo in there that you're not familiar with. No matter how hood you are on the streets and what your lingo is on the streets, you can have an urban dictionary in your damn mind. When you land inside a prison, you're not going to know every single thing. You're not going to know what they got going on. You feel me? And you'll find some people in there that have a 0 next to their name on the ID, because a 0 means it's your first time. And then the second time's an A, and then it's like the alphabet. You know, B, C, D goes up. But you'll have someone with a 0 before their DC number. It's their first time, and they know the routes. They know everything. They get transferred. They land in a new camp. They walk around. They know what to do, know where to go, because it's all the same. Every camp you land at's going to have a medical. Every camp you land at's going to have a school building. It's going to have a fucking chapel. It's going to have a chow hall. It's going to have all that. So after you learn the ropes, when you first come in, no matter where you go, you should be straight. As long as you're observant, you're not a chicken with your head cut off your whole bid. You know what I'm saying? Don't play dumb, because your best bet is to learn it as quickly as possible, because once people realize you don't know no better, or people think you're dumb, oh, he's a new cop, he's new, he just got here. Once that ends up happening, next thing you know, they're gonna fuck around and make it to where you get taken advantage of. You feel what I'm saying? So your best bet is to figure it out as quickly as possible, because people are gonna think you're vulnerable and try to take advantage of you. You feel me? They'll try to send you on dummy missions or tell you some stupid shit just so him and his buddies can have a laugh. They'll be like, oh man, oh, where you trying to get to? Oh, medical? Oh yeah, man, look, you just go down there through them double doors and send you into a damn psych dorm just so they can sit back and laugh, or send you somewhere, you know, stupid, something just to make fun of you at, just to try you, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of things people would do, you feel me? Or they'll set you up for failure. You know, we used to tell people when it was linen day, like when they come around and they gotta change their linen and shit, we used to tell them, what are you doing, bro? Throw your mat out too, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? Y'all grab y'all mats, bro. Grab your mats, bro. And we'll pick our mats up and act like we're gonna throw it, and then have old dumbass grab their mat. What do you mean? What are we doing? You throw it over the top tier, bro. It's mat change too, you feel me? And the next thing you know, dumbass will walk out and throw his mat over the top tier, and officer will be like, what the hell are you doing? And go up there, get all in their face screaming and shit. And we'd all just be sitting there laughing like he fell for it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that your ass better learn, boy, because people gonna try to make a dummy out of you. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to be considered a dummy. You don't want to be looked at like a dummy. Like straight up. So you gotta learn, you feel me? And it's hard when you first go in there because like I said, you're getting put in a new environment that you're not familiar with. You're not familiar with the culture, the fucking dictionary, any of that stuff. But you're gonna learn. The quicker you learn, the better it is for you. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that just come to prison, bro, I swear, bro, they run around like they don't know no better. Literally. And if you run into the wrong officer, book them, Dano, and go send your ass straight to confinement. Just because you didn't know no better. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the type of officers you'll come across. Dickheads, ones that, you know, take it out on inmates. Whatever they have going on the streets, whether it's their relationship, whether it's something their kids did, whether they hate their job, they're gonna come to work and they're gonna take it out on an inmate. And the number one person they like to take it out on is someone they think's a dumbass. Someone who don't know no better. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta, you know, be observant. Try to figure it out. Because you do have people that make fun of other inmates, laugh at them, and just watch it. Like, won't even tell them nothing. Be sitting here like this, all sitting here, and just see everyone's walking by, and you see one lost dude walking this way. You could tell he just got here because you could tell by his outfit. You know what I'm saying? He's wearing Crocs, you know, not boots. You know, you could just tell he's new looking, the way he looks, the way he's got everything tucked into the queue, trying to look, and everyone would just sit here and be like, walking straight towards the officers. Them officers gonna be like, don't walk towards me. Don't walk towards me. You better turn your ass. And then he's gonna be like, no, I'm trying to ask you. You better turn your ass. And then he starts looking like, don't even think that he's yelling at him because he's not expecting to be yelled at right now. He feels like he ain't doing nothing wrong. And then as he walks up, officer grab him, slam against the gate, put him in handcuffs. I told you don't walk towards me. Look at him going to confinement. What do you mean I ain't? And now, boom, taking to confinement. See him in 15 or 30 days. Whether they give them the unauthorized area for walking around or disobeying a verbal order or disrespect, whatever they end up giving them. You see, that's the type of shit that happens, you feel me? Especially the new inmates, you know? And it's fucked up because instead of teaching someone the ropes or instead of helping someone show them the ropes, because we're all inmates, we're all convicts. The convicts are supposed to stick together, but a lot of times it ain't like they stick with, you know, each other as much as they should, you know. It ain't, you got ones that stick together, then you got ones that stick with police and end up telling on other inmates, and then you got ones that just don't stick with either. That's how I was, you feel me? I was on some shit like I didn't care about every inmate. It ain't, oh, we're all inmates, bro, we're brothers. No, it ain't none of that, you know what I'm saying? Even though it should be, because we're all wearing the same color, we're all in here together. It's supposed to be us against the police. You feel me? But I was on some shit like I don't care about whoever ain't my dog, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about anyone else. You feel me? Just me and my dogs. You know, I don't care about the police either. That's how it was, you feel me? On my end, you know what I'm saying? But you can actually get a lot farther and learn a lot more sticking together. You know, if your ass don't know nothing, ask someone. Before your ass runs into someone else and they realize you don't know nothing. You know, don't, because that's when they're literally going to try to take advantage of you. So you don't want to run into the wrong crowd. As soon as you come in, boy, you want to, you know, if you got a bunkie and you and your bunkie vibe, you know, y'all be chopping it up and shit, just throw out little questions out there or whatever so you can learn things that you'll, you know, oh, so where's medical at? Over there. Oh, okay. Instead of walking in the middle of the dorm, hey, bro, does anyone know where medical's at? I'm trying to get the medical, bro. I got, you know what I'm saying? People might not like your vibe, and they might tell you medical's on the whole other side of the compound just so you cut your damn unauthorized area and get taken out of the dorm. You know, they might be like, man, he police. You feel me? We want him out of the dorm anyways. Let's send him on a dummy mission. You know? Straight up. Or they'll be like, oh, he don't know no better. They'll catch you in the chow hall, and they give you a bunch of food and say, hey, bring this back to the dorm for me. You're like, all right. Where do I put it at? Just stick it in your jacket. Oh, all right. Now you're walking back to the dorm with all this food on you and you don't know no better. Now they got a checkpoint with officers where they patting you down, trying to run through you, see if you got anything on you. Now you got caught with all this shit and you were smuggling it from the kitchen. Now your ass going to confinement. No, I didn't. They don't want to hear it. They've heard it all. They don't want to hear it. That's what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like for real. You feel me? So you gotta learn. You gotta make sure you know what's really going on. Okay? Like the time I told y'all when I first landed at Calhoun. And my bunkie, I had a bunkie, a white boy named Trouble. I had a bunkie. And when I was standing in line at the chow hall, He like, oh, bro. He's like, oh, hey, I got something for you, bitch. I got something for you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? When you drop your tray, let me know. You feel me? And when I went to drop my tray, he handed me this fucking bag. He handed me a bread bag, and I grabbed it and cuffed it, walked out there, made it through the checkpoint, everything, made it all the way back to the dorm. I could have got caught with the shit, but that was my bunkie, me not knowing no better. I took the shit from him, boom, walked all the way back to the dorm. And when I got to the dorm and I pulled the bread bag out, it was a bag of onions. Literally, bro, like how you have a bag of apples, there was a bag of fucking onions. Man, I threw that shit on his bunk, bro, all up under his sheet and shit, had his whole shit smelling like onions. You feel me? Had my jacket and shit smelling like onions. Man, he came back and I said, hey, man, you got me fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, what the fuck? I thought he had like extra cookie or something for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, was just gonna give me an extra cookie on my tray or something, or give me a cookie to eat on the way back to the dorm or something. Man, that man gave me a bag of onions, bro. Why though? Why? Because he probably knew I didn't know no better. You see what I'm saying? And this was my first day in the dorm. I came in the dorm, met him. He's like, yeah, bro. Oh, I got to go to work in a little bit. We chopped it up a little bit. The vibe was straight. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up being my dog for real after that. You know, but he probably sensed that I didn't know no better. You see? And I didn't. Thank God I didn't get caught with him. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of thing. People put you in situations that you don't plan on getting put into just because you don't know no better. You're a fresh inmate walking around that motherfucker and you're trying to learn shit that everyone already knows. That's why you got to use your brain, man, and observe. You feel me? I'm telling you, boy, because that shit can end up bad for you with the officers. It can end up worse with you with inmates. And it can end up tragically with yourself. That's just how you got to look at it, bro. You feel me? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all have a blessed week. And y'all know, like I say all the time, man, keep them square snakes, rats, and clowns out of your circle, man. When one door closes, another door opens, bro, every time. You feel me? Positivity gets you way farther than negativity. You remember that, all right? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this one on up. I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, this Frog.